Hey guys, so here is a little step-by-step of how to do the dyeing for the four main colors for the girls. I'm going to start with the yellow because it's light and easier to clean up. And I have this tray. I also have like an old cooking tray that I can lend anyone for these purposes. So first step is I get warm water. That step is not as crucial, but it helps get the dye in. But since it's paper, it sucks it up pretty quickly. I just fill it enough to have a whole surface of water there. Okay, so it's not too much water, like I said, just enough to coat whatever you put in there. And then for the yellow dye, it is pretty light, like I said, so it's this RIT dye, lemon yellow, and shake it up. And the yellow has to be pretty concentrated. But I wasn't measuring anything because you can visually see whether you need more or less, so it's pretty easy to adjust. Mix it in. Because the sediment kind of settles if you don't mix it in. Then I take my paper. Soak it. And for each of my colors, I did a double dip just so it can build a little on itself once the dye dries. But it's just the exact same process. You're just double dipping. So once the paper's soaked, I hang it up and let it dry. And also, this is hard to do one-handed. The newspaper sucks up the dye a bit differently than the plain newsprint, but they still end up being pretty similar in the end because I do a gouache over it. This is basically just like to get a base color in there. Which might not be as critical on the printed out graphics that you guys are gonna get. So I might have to see how that goes on that paper, but it should be similar to this because it is newsprint. I just don't know if like the ink will make it weird or something. Anyways, okay, first one down. Okay, so I'm gonna do the light colored yellow, and we did a little dip in the yellow dye, so it's got a base already. And my cat Cricket is helping. So I pre-mixed this mix of gouache yellow with a little bit of white to bring it to this color from the palette, the light color. So for this, just get that brush soaked and get it in. And the nice thing about gouache is once it is dry, you can build on it. So even if this color doesn't look right at the end, it's easy to adjust. Okay, so the whole front side of this page has been coated with the light yellow, and the thing with this newsprint is if you want to use both sides and have them a consistent color, you do have to paint both sides just because it doesn't soak through when you paint it. Okay, so for the dark yellow color, I You can paint it. Like I could mix up a gouache that matches the darker yellow, and I might just do that anyways. But it's kind of muddy when you if you're trying to do an ombre effect. It's kind of hard to get that line between the light and the dark to not be just like a hard line. So I found that it was a lot easier to get a spray paint color that you can easily do a gradient. And I just do a light mist. And that's the first time that this paint has done this, so that's not cool. I don't know what that is. Oh, I think it's just schmutz from the air. Never mind. So let this dry, and that'll be the dark yellow for when the sheet needs to be ombre. And I am gonna mix up the dark paint color just in case any of the paper needs to be full on dark yellow. Excuse my little talkative daughter. Yeah. So the dark yellow and the dark teal for Aaron, and then for KJ, this is the contrast of the light yellow with the spray painted dark yellow. And then for the teal, this is the dark painted teal, which takes like 4 layers to build, versus the spray painted dark teal, and mostly the light teal got a little overspray with spray paint. But this is the pure white color versus the dark green. Just to show you, this will match more this color, and this will match this color. And I'm sorry. The dark yellow, I'm sorry my lighting is in here is so terrible. Dark yellow versus the light yellow for KJ. And those are all the colors.